everybody, it's the D-Rock100 and welcome back to more of our Pokemon on FireRed and LeafGreen. Last time, we cleared out all the Pokemon in Tower and got rid of Team Rocket in the process, and we got the Pokeflute. Yay. This time, I put this off for too long. Should have done this one from sooner, but we're ready to do this. I have Meowth here because we're gonna need cut. That's all I'm just gonna say. Parasect and Inferno are gonna be pretty big in this upcoming in this gym. Let's see. And I guess maybe Jade Hitter could be pretty useful too. I should tell you about this gym. Only real ladies are allowed in here. Oh, okay, so you guys are all sexist. Got it. But, to be fair, at least I'm not someone who thinks that perfume is a stinky ripoff. Yeah, we'll leave that out to Veronica Taylor to tell us more about it. Alright. Oh, you know what I should have done? There was actually something back at Pokemon Tower that I actually did want to collect. I never done this. So after I take care of this gym, we'll double back and then we'll go and collect it from there. You're too rough. You're literally playing and fighting with fire here. So that's kind of on you. Oops. Why did I do that? I guess then there was technically no real consequences out of that one. Okay, maybe there was a little bit of some consequences in that. But, you know... I wonder... Unlimited use of Awakenings. And I think that applies to both sides. Guess that's one real downside I think to having to think about. I shall kick you only once, even though that it says I had to do it twice. Don't want that to be an overkill, I guess. I did say hinted that Parasect wouldn't be useful for this particular gym. And I ain't hinted to prove that. Just give it time. Jeez. You guys really are disappointing me on this one so far. In fact, does anyone else feel like I'm more or less overtrained over some of these particular fights? Just asking for a friend. My makeup! Eh, if it's L'Oreal, I can tell that you're not worthy. Oh! Look, see my Pokemon. I like the grass type. I like the... you wanna shut up. Okay. I'm so sorry. I know that I think one of you has a Pokemon of interest. Good thing you didn't have compound eyes. For now, I think it's dangerously close to learning a good fire type move very, very soon. I know it's about to evolve in a few more levels. No! Weren't you peeking in here earlier? No. I saw a more perverted Brock. And a bit older. Yes! You are a trainer of interest, because you have a Bulbasaur. Wait, did we even encounter a Pokemon trainer who with a Bulbasaur already? I don't remember. Two for two for the flinch. Yeah! And you have an Ivysaur. Okay, yeah, so I was right. You are a trainer of interest. It's not a bad idea to face off against some of these gym trainers, because you can never tell, but when they may have a Pokemon in there that you might actually want to take a look at. And oh! Freaking poison! Yeah, thanks to you, I'm gonna be pooping blood later today. Now I gotta get an antidote and shove it right up Inferno's ass. Don't read too much into that. Alright. Alright. Give me an antidote. Knew these things would come in handy. But now that I'm kind of thinking about it, why did I even get Meowth again? I do have some things that I need to sell. Actually, you know what? Boosting special attack stat. You know what? Let's give our Bubbly some drugs. Alright. Nah. I think we're okay. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Duh. Because you have to cut this down. I was saying that from earlier. So, whoops! Oh, I'm not. But you're a new type of trainer. A cool trainer. You're basically the aces of the trainers. Ah, oh, come on! Jade! You know, it's a really good thing that my poison point is useless on you. Otherwise, I would totally rub it all over you. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I know you'll take normal damage from this, but I'm curious to see on how this works. Okay, yeah, that's what I kind of figured. Okay. You sure you shouldn't be waiting for its evolution for that? I just have to question it. So we'll just do this. Yes. Give yourself a nice growth of special attack. Too bad that's useless. And like I said, cool trainers like her have Pokemon of interest. We're finally getting a chance to see a Gloom for once. God, that debut episode of Gloom, that was a weird one. Got you right in the face. Oh, beaten. Don't beat yourself up too much on that. Alright. Let's see. Do I have... I don't have anything about that in here, but let me look in this. I got 1 cherry berry. Time to make it count. Now, I remember correctly, these 2 don't have any Pokemon of interest for us. So I think that we're pretty much just all set to take on our next hit of gym leader. Who should start? Yeah. We'll do this. Hello, lovely weather, isn't it? It's so pleasant. Oh dear, I must have dozed off. Welcome, my name is... Yes, the help screen. Sorry. My name is Erika. I am the leader of Celadon Gym. I am a student of the art of flower arranging. My Pokemon are solely of the grass type. Oh, I'm sorry, I had no idea that you wished to challenge me. Very well, I shall not lose. Big mistake when you say something like that. Erika! It's actually one of my least favorite gym leaders, because she's actually kind of underwhelming. Unless you came in with any Pokemon that isn't a Charmander. Anyway, first up, Victory Bell, level 29, Grass Poison type, Chlorophyll for the ability, Stun Spore, Acid, Poison Powder, Giga Drain. No need to beat around the bush in this one. See what I did there? Because there's a Venus Flytrap. Actually, no. You're not a Venus Flytrap. That's Carnivine. You are... Oh, what kind of plants are you? You're one of those guys that have like those slippery essence over when creatures just can't get out of. I can't think of it right now. I'll look into it later. Yeah, she's kind of underwhelming. Especially since that you came armed with some really good Pokemon, and grass has a lot of weaknesses. Speaking of grass types, Tangela, level 24, pure grass type, Chlorophyll for the ability. Poison Power, Constrict, Ingrain, Giga Drain. Remember when I said the Parasite will have some pretty good use in this fight? Well, this is why. And also, joke's on you! All your abilities are useless because I don't have Sunny Day! And neither do you! Oh no! You're gonna poison me? Now that I know how to counteract with that? Oh no! Girl, you've underestimated me. Tremendously. Okay, you know what? I actually kind of deserve that one. Alright. You know what? Oh, so now you're going for the Ingrain. We'll just airlace you. There we go. Alright, now! Her last Pokemon! You know what? I'll do this. Get some extra money out of this, if I can. Vileplume, level 29, Grass Poison type, Chlorophyll for the ability. Sleep Powder, Acid, Stun Spore, Giga Drain. Yay! I got some extra money out of it, and I'm going to die. Tremendously. Worth it. Get it? Worth it. I'm clever. Alright. We'll go. Yeah, okay, we'll go. Okay, alright, we're gonna get Acid. And okay, alright, we're not gonna move this turn. And okay, alright, we're gonna get some more Acid on us. And guess what? You activated my special ability. Whoa, boy! Yeah! Burn! Ah, come on! Oh, who am I kidding? It didn't matter. I honestly thought that she was going to use a healing potion on this, but apparently not. Oh, I concede defeat. You are remarkably strong. Let's confer to you the Rainbow Badge. The Rainbow Badge will when Pokemon to level 50 obey. It also allows Pokemon to use strength in and out of battle. Please also take this with you. TM19, this is Giga Drain! Half the damage is inflicted in his drain to heal your Pokemon. Wouldn't you agree that it's a wonderful move? Indeed. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's great and all, but I need him to get my Pokemon hit some health right away, so okay, bye! Sorry you got canceled. Okay. Just come right over here. And I'm sure my Pokemon's not gonna faint when I reach the desk. Okay, we're good. Alright. So now we got plenty of time left on our hands. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. And yes, I did a little bit of some catching a Pokemon off screen. Actually, you know what? You know what? Yeah, I'll do this. Jade, you take a break. We'll be back for you later. Don't worry, I have a good reason for this. You go off this way. We need Cut. And unfortunately, Pidgeotto can't learn it. I'll be right back! And I'm back! Okay. So, we're just gonna come right out here. We're gonna hit this little tree bark right here. So, right out here. Believe it or not, we have only a lone new Pokemon that can be found out here on Route 16. And this is actually something that I kind of want to talk about. Wait a minute. Okay, hacks. I call hacks. One of you is supposed to evolve at level 40. How dare you? You are a lie. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Out here, on Route 16, we have one new Pokemon that is now accessible to us. And this is actually a Pokemon that honestly works in strange ways, but it can be a challenge. Doduo! A normal flying type that apparently is a flightless bird and that knows how to fly. Let that sink in for a moment. So, what's there to say in here that hasn't already been mentioned? Quite a few things, actually. First, it's a nice and physical sweeper. And keep in mind, the physical special play hasn't happened yet, which means that some normal type moves that it knows will definitely do some great benefits in it for you right now. Why? Try attack leveling up. And don't even get me started with Drill Peck, Fly, and heck, even with some good moves in the like Mirror move, it might actually be worth consider learning. Pursuit is also a very nice move that I can learn. It actually does more damage just when your opponent's about to switch out to a Pokemon. Something you might want to take into consideration of. One big negative that I have to give this thing is that while it has such a great physical offensive usage as well as some great speed, it's okay, that's just pathetic. It sadly has to face the fact that it's very frail. Like, if it's a swing and a miss, it's not gonna likely survive the next hit. When it evolves into Dodrio level 31, it once again starts to become a very nice normal flying type, and it is a force to be reckoned with. The one big thing to really be careful with is that the movesets that Dodrio learns is a little bit on the scarce side when it comes to having some good moves. But you will eventually get Tri Attack. I would definitely recommend teaching Drill Peck or even Fly. But if you really are determined, Hyper Beam is a fantastic move for it. Especially since if you want to go for something that is good for being a good sweeper, and Hyper Beam is still counted as physical in this game. It is a damn good use for Hyper Beam. Even rivaling that, in my opinion, with Fearow from earlier. So as it stands, you have a very good option of a good normal type and a good flying type, but you're held back quite a bit when having it to deal for the fact that it's very fragile. Note to self, think about what you're going to use for counter. Wait, no! Damn it! There we go! Because that was an embarrassment in on itself. Okay. How'd you get in? Good effort! Was there anything on the other side? I don't think so. We want to come right here! Oh dear, you found my secret retreat. Please don't tell anyone I'm here. I'll make it up to you with this. HMO 2! Fly! HMO 2 is fly. It's a wonderful and convenient move. Please put it to good use. You're dang right we will! And I don't have Pidgeotto on my team. But that may change a little bit later on. So. Now we go ahead and make our way back to Lavender Town. We could go after this on a particular Pokemon that's getting in the way over here. But I think it's probably more fitting in that we go for another route. Because I did say that we would go south from Lavender in this episode. Don't worry, I'll be showing off on more of what is to come on that end. It's called building the anticipation for it. So go ahead and deposit Meowth. And we'll get Pidgeotto with us. And now we teach Pidgeotto how to fly, because ironically it can't fly without the move Fly. Don't read too much into that. There we go. So now, these have fly icons and then we see. We can now have birds fly there whenever we also choose. Alright. Actually, you know what? No. We'll hold on to Pidgeotto for the time being until such time for when we have any good use for it. Because we got a long route that's coming up. Let's see here. Alright. In the later towns, we'll be getting some better items. I'm so glad they fixed this in later generations. So anyway, down here! Route 12! I'm gonna come up here real quick. Pokemon ashes are stored in Pokemon Tower. You can have the TM. I don't need it anymore. TM 27. I believe that is return? Yes. If you treat your Pokemon good, it will return your love by working its hardest in battle. That is a dangerous move for any good physical offensive Pokemon. In fact, I'm actually kind of considering teaching it to one of my Pokemon. But we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, I got a bite here. Route 12. We have several new Pokemon here to talk about, but we only have access into only getting to one at the moment. But I actually have a good reason for holding off on talking about these Pokemon a little bit later, though. But first, let's talk about the one new Pokemon that you can get access to since we're getting closer to some grassy areas out here. And that Pokemon is Venonat. A bit of an interesting bug poison type. In fact, I think it has an ability that's actually much better than when it doesn't evolve. Which is kind of sad when you think about it. Kind of picking ourselves up though. Venonat is generic. It's a bug poison type, and like I said, that Compound Eyes is great. And sadly, I think that this is a Pokemon that kind of got the shaft when it came into some figuring out what abilities it should go for. I know I'm saying that quite a lot, but I'm not wrong on this. It's sadly intended to be a rather decent and special offensive Pokemon once it fully evolves. And one odd weakness that I have to talk about with Venomoth and when it evolves into it at level 31. Even though that it can clearly fly, it can still get hit by ground type moves. I don't know why that. Oh God! Okay, I'll talk about that in just a moment. Yeah, I don't know why, but it can clearly fly, but it can still get hit by ground type moves. And Shield Dust is okay, I guess. It wouldn't have been until later generations on phone when Quiver Dance and even some good moves like Silver Wind are introduced. If you really are determined, you will be able to find more Pokemon like that at a higher level later on. But if you really are determined, this is where you're gonna get them. Okay. So I was freaking out because we finally got Flamethrower! Ho ho ho! Nice debut with that Inferno! Alright. Okay. You can continue to weaken my water type, weaken fire type moves. Not gonna matter, really. Okay. I'm having fish tonight! Chip. Chip Chelio. You'll go take care of Dark Gaia later on. Fishing Fool versus a Pokemon Kid. You're a fishing fool? What does that mean? You know what? I want to try something. Yes! Finally had some good use into using that. See if I can make some fish sticks. Jeez! Inferno! That is one powerful flamethrower. Touch too much. Why would you touch me? Don't ask questions! This is what I'm gonna get at. Before doing anything else, I highly recommend that you save. But before I do so, I want to look at something. What do I want to start off with, though? Yeah, I'll do Bubbly. Yeah, okay, so, like I said, before doing anything else, I highly recommend that you save. I'm gonna go ahead and save really quick, and we're going to do just that. And I'm back, once again. Alright, here we go. Snorlax woke up. It attacked in a grumpy rage. Snorlax isn't regarded as one of the best offensive special walls in the game. Even to this day, it still holds up very nicely despite its tubby size, I guess. when you encounter this thing. It'll be found at level 30, normal type with either immunity or thick bat for the ability, always holding the Chesto Berry. With Headbutt, Yawn, Rest, Snore. One big thing that I want to point out to you. Don't use physical offensive moves, especially if you have any fighting type moves that can kick this thing in the dick. Which is kind of fitting because I'm facing off against a male Snorlax as it is. But anyway, in all seriousness, there are 2 Snorlaxes in the game, this one being one of them. You only get one shot at them. If you manage to catch one of these in a Pokemon here and now, you will have one of the best special defensive Pokemon in the game and can pack a serious punch. Headbutt, Yawn, Rest, and Snore are some of the best starting moves that you could possibly have with this thing. Rest in it to heal up yourself. Snore and hit it to basically do a lot of damage while you do so. And if you want my recommendation, replace either Snore or Yawn with Sleep Talk. This enables you to use a random move out of the moves that are not Rest or Sleep Talk. You might actually find some good use out of using this. The one big negative that I had to give this thing is that, unfortunately, both of his abilities are kind of bland in this game, especially if you're going to go wonderful with either immunity or thick fat. I'm kind of contradicting myself when I say that. If you want my personal recommendation, I think immunity is going to be the better ability in my opinion. But if you are only using a Snorlax, it is going to be hard to catch. And if you manage to catch it here and now, you'll have one of the best special walls in the game that can pack a serious punch. Alright. I got a handful of Great Balls, I got a handful of Help Screens. I'm curious. I'm actually surprised they didn't even shook the first time at all. Okay. That's pretty funny. We'll start off with the Water Pulse. Oh god, Water Pulse right in the dick. Confused in the process. Okay. Yay! Go for a quick attack and we'll do it right in the belly. Oh wow, you snapped out of that fast. I will say one thing. When it uses Rest, I consider that to be your own big advantage. Especially if you want to have an easier time of catching this thing. Pokemon that are usually paralyzed, frozen, or, in this case, sleeping, it'll actually make it easier to catch. In fact, I probably could have switched out to Parasect to pretty much make it easier on us. Oh, good! Oh, come on! But you know what? I'm gonna try that. I am going to try that. I know that Wilma hasn't seen a lot of action in this episode, but I have a good reason for this. It was just something we had to do it from before, and that's sort of why I didn't do it from the start. And you know what? I just realized there was something I needed to do at Pokemon Hidden Tower, and I never got a chance to actually do it. Okay, we get it. You like to sleep. Can you stop now? Snore hurts. Oh, God. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to give it a try. I'm gonna pray to a merciful God that this works. Crud. So you woke up. Uh-oh. Up. I have to admit, that's pretty funny. And it got so embarrassed with it that it just catches up anyway and thinks, okay, yep, you won. Alright. That was definitely one for the books. No! God! Son of a... Mother... Oh god, you got that many Pokemon? Jeez. I was hoping that I could skip this trainer, but then again, you do have a Poliwag. We haven't seen one of those yet. Don't worry, we'll be talking about you later on. Yeah. Yeah, this is quite the enjoyable fight that we're having. Yay! Alright. You're kidding me, right? Like, are you actually for reals? Okay, you know what? I actually gotta take it back. You have a new one. Horsey. And you have Poison Point. So, actually, I gotta take that back a little bit. I'm not quite sure we even encountered one before, but I don't care. This guarantees that I'm either right or wrong. Okay. Can I... There we go. There's an item right there, but we'll get to that when we can. Alright. Now for my original task. So now that we're back here at Pokemon Tower. I don't remember if there's any Pokemon that's on this floor. If there is, well... But I know there will be on these coming floors. Alright. I'll take these Super Repels. There is something of interest from back when we were able to rescue Mr. Fuji. And I'm actually a little bit disappointed in myself that I didn't get this from before. I don't want to go this way. Instead, I want to go this way. Alright. Coming back over this way. There should be something right over... Okay, that's confusing, because I thought that there was something here. No? You mean to tell me that I came all this way back up here for nothing? Wait, hold on. Let me check this real quick, because I thought for sure that there was something in here that might have been worth our time. So, is it... Hold on, let me look at this real quick. Pick it up at one point. I would have known if I got it. No? So it's kind of weird though, because there was supposed to have been an item that would have been gifted to us if I ever had a LeafGreen, and that was the Soothe Bell. And I used the item finder a couple of times, but it's not reacting at all. Maybe if I go back in and talk to the guy himself? It was in this house, right? No, it was not. Huh. I guess maybe I was thinking of something else. Oh well. Well, anyway, I think that's enough for now. So, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to just stop it here right now. I'll take care of these other trainers as well, and now that we've gotten him to use Fly, I'll double back and take care of some of the other trainers that we've missed from before. And see how things go from there. Next time, we can continue going south on here, Route 12. At least I think this is Route 12. Is this Route 12? Yeah, Route 12. And make our way to our next city. It's gonna be quite the road getting there. See you guys then.
Yeah.